It is Final Fantasy VII Remake's release day. Officially. I say officially because apparently I'm the only silly fucker in the country who didn't get it days ago. Everyone I know had it days ago, and I'm sat here thinking, oh well, I will get it early as well then maybe, and no, I didn't get it early as well, are you kidding? I don't get nothing early, except, I'm assuming, a grave. Anyway, this is not Final Fantasy VII Remake, this is Dissection, which is very much like Final Fantasy VII Remake, available on the PlayStation 4 for you to enjoy right now. This is, well, the only reason I'm covering it is because I saw it on the PlayStation Network, and my eye is caught more by those than Steam Direct, which, let's face it, I've now completely written off. We now know the quality level of Steam, where Steam wants to be with that quality level, that lack of quality control. That's their business at this point. The games got boring to cover because it was the same old shit, but every now and then I'll see something hit the actual PlayStation 4 and I can't believe it got there, and this is the latest one of those. This is a horror game, ostensibly. In fact, it's exactly like rollicking horror affair Resident Evil, in that you're in a house and you're running around, and sometimes you get keys to open doors. Well, in Resident Evil, sometimes you get keys to open doors. In Dissection, getting keys to open doors is literally the game. So you run around this house, finding keys in each room, or like a tool, which you need to, like, you know, get chains off a box or whatever. You run around, getting these keys, opening doors, incrementally progressing, while you're being chased by what can only be described as Ragu Voldemort. The quality of the in-game environment is shit. It's, you know, it looks like a first-person horror game on Steam, but the antagonist, the corpse, it's apparently a corpse if you dig into the lore of Dissection. The corpse looks like it was made not even in dreams, because I was playing this and thinking to myself, why does this game exist? This is what Dreams is for. Put your shitty PS4 game in Dreams. That's where it belongs, with all the other shit. But no, this gurning bipedal dog food does not look like it belongs in Dreams. It looks like it belongs in Little Big Planet. Not as a character model. It looks like a character model was carved out of the material you use in Little Big Planet to make blocks and shapes and platforms and that. And it chases you around this house, and we're supposed to believe it's a stealth game. The corpse, you know, we'll call him Uncle Frank from Hellraiser. He wanders around the house pretty cash, actually. He's quite chill about the whole affair. So he wanders around slowly like a boss, walking through doors with such force, despite his slow movement, that they swing back and forth wildly like saloon doors, while you try not to get spotted by him. And I'm sure, as you can tell from the footage we're showing you today, when he spots you and gets within this game's idea of what closing distance is, he still remains chill, but moves at such a pace that his walking animation can't keep up with it, and he will just slide across the floor at such a speed you can't outrun him. You can try and sprint from him, and if you've managed to get away before he revs up, then there's a chance you can get into a room, hide in a wardrobe. You hide in a wardrobe by running into it, and the doors will again act like saloon doors. So you run into a wardrobe, turn around, then shift about in there until the doors that you've more or less pushed in pop out in front of you and close. Uncle Frank doesn't seem to have a set pattern for movement, just wanders around at random. And when I say this game has its own idea of closing distance, yeah, several meters away is their idea of the corpse being just close enough to lunge at you, and it will actually just hone in on you like metal on a magnet. And some of you right now might be thinking, he's going into a lot of critical detail for a game he could easily just shrug and say it's shit about, but Welcome to quarantine. It's made human disasters of us all, and this human disaster thinks he's gonna spend his Friday morning talking about Dissection, as if that's a normal end of the week. So yesterday, in my abject boredom, I think, I'll get this game for $4.99 on the PlayStation Network. I'm the fool here, the only one who spent $4.99 on Dissection. I'll do that, and I'll live stream it. That'll be funny. Which it was. For a minute, literally, basically, it's funny when you get killed the first time. When the zombie floats towards you at massive speed, and then you get a "you are dead" screen with the face in some hilarious close-up that shows off how dreadful it is. That takes less than a minute, if I'm being honest, and the rest is a pointless exercise in frustration and boredom. You know, despite my earlier glibness, I think I stumbled upon a very excellent point. Why should anyone have the sheer fucking nerve? How could anyone have the sheer fucking nerve to charge $4.99 for this garbage when you could get this exact same garbage plus better garbage in Dreams? Hell, some of the stuff in Dreams isn't even garbage. The stuff that really infringes on copyright can sometimes be quite good. But no, $5. The arrogance. The arrogance. $5. Unfortunately, I live in a world where I can't say this is the worst game I've played on the PlayStation 4. I mean, we've had some real winners. Unknown City, Life of Black Tiger, of course. That Skylight 2 Gash to win. There have been worse ones. In fact, there's almost something pathetically charming about this one. Its throwbacky nature, the fact that it looks like so many first-person horror games on Steam, and its gameplay is no more ambitious than that 8-page shit that was so popular many years ago. There was that Slender game. You run around the forest picking up 8 bits of paper while a monster chases you. This is basically the exact same thing with keys. It's the exact same thing as so many sub-indie horror games that were really popular, as I said, many years ago. But you know, it's not Animal Crossing, so thank heavens for small mercies. So anyway, that's a game I did a video on, which, if you've watched this far, congratulations. You have chosen to do something with your Friday that isn't playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Maybe you could play this instead. Imagine that. Do you think there's someone in the world, right, who, I played this before Remake came out, do you think there's someone in the world who looked at the PlayStation Network today, or any day after today, and saw that, well, if it was after today, I can't talk about them in the past tense, but you know what I mean. Is there someone in the world who has or will look at the PlayStation Store, see this, see Final Fantasy VII Remake, and say to themselves, this one's cheaper, I'll go for this. Looks scary as shit, mate. I mean, laws of averages suggest, and remember, there's like, what, 7 billion people in the world? It was 6 billion when I was a kid in the 90s, then it was 7, it might be 8 by now, or 10, who knows. There is a chance, a probability, however slight, that someone in the world chose Dissection over Final Fantasy VII Remake, not including the developer of Dissection. Probably not, though. In fact, there's also a probability that I really am the only person who spent money on this. Like a tool. And with that, I'm going back to Final Fantasy VII Remake.